Hey guys, doing this live, so I'm not really sure exactly how many people will actually be watching this live, but I wanted to do it for my computer camera because my computer is, my PC anyway, is typically in, I guess what you could call my studio, which I don't think I've ever actually put my studio on camera before because it's typically for my podcast. Um, I mentioned a couple days ago that I was going to be making an announcement, and this is it. This is my big announcement. I see a few of my friends chiming in. To a lot of you, this might not be a super relevant thing, but if anybody noticed my making some allusion to making an announcement, this is how I decided to do it. If for any of you who can't tell, this is my microphone. This is where I do my podcast. For any of you who don't already know this, I have a podcast. It's about a series of books that I'm a crazy, fanatical consumer of, and it's been a lot of fun. It's called The Chicken Hut. It's been awesome, and I don't mean to keep referring to it in the past tense because it's not ending. I'm not stopping my current podcast, but I've been getting a little burned out on the subject matter, and I've kind of mentioned as much on the show a couple of times. And for any of you who don't realize this or who aren't aware, it's been a couple of months at this point, but can everyone hear me okay? I'm assuming I tried to set it up so that my studio mic was set up to where you could hear it doing this video. Is anyone, if anyone is listening, if someone could just tell me if you can hear me, that would be fantastic for someone to just give me like a thumbs up, or I don't know, anything to acknowledge that the words that I'm saying right now aren't only being heard by me. Anyone? I don't know. Well, let's just hope that you guys can hear me. So what was I talking about? Okay, so I'm seeing some thumbs up, so I'm assuming that means you guys can hear me. So I was doing these videos a couple of months ago. Every year, I'm an atheist, first and foremost, to anybody watching this, and that's not painfully clear to. I am an atheist. I'm a fairly outspoken atheist, and a lot of people are always like, why can't you just keep quiet? Why can't you just leave it alone? Why do you have to say so much about it? Why do you have to stir the pot? And to those people, by way of defending myself, and I don't mean to keep getting off on tangents upon tangents, but I would just want to say that atheists are by far still a very underrepresented portion of our society, culturally and societally. Most people don't really even feel comfortable referring to themselves as atheists because it's just a word that kind of has dirty, bad, immoral connotations. And that's always kind of bothered me. And I always like to be very outspoken about my atheism because I don't think there's anything wrong with being an atheist. I don't think there's anything wrong with self-identifying as an atheist. But a lot of people do. A lot of people who actually are atheists, or at minimum who are having doubts or questions about their faith or religion, they're afraid to ask those questions because they're afraid of the consequences that might have, either because of their families or because of their professions or just because of the way that culture tends to treat atheists. There's not a single openly atheist member of Congress or the Senate, which I think is a major problem. I think that there are a lot more atheists than are willing to admit that they're atheists. So I've always, anyway, tried to be very outspoken about my atheism because I think if more people were outspoken about saying, yes, I'm an atheist, I don't believe in a God or gods, I think the more people who were willing to speak out about that and be vocal about it, the less stigmatized atheism would become. Even just the word atheist, a lot of people don't like calling themselves atheists because it's just kind of a dirty word. So every year there's a day that I don't know who picked this day or how this happened, but there's a day called, I think, something like National Coming Out as Atheist Day or something like that. It's just a day where people are supposed to be like, hey, if you didn't know before, you know now, I'm an atheist. And then this year when that happened, I think I actually missed it by a day. And I was like, crap, I missed National Coming Out as Atheist Day. And someone shared a meme that was like AMA, which is you ask me anything. I think that's kind of a Twitter thing, but it was on Facebook, and it was like a meme that said, I'm an atheist, ask me anything. And that's kind of how all this got started, because someone actually asked me an earnest question. And I don't remember what possessed me to do it. I don't think I knew what possessed me to do it then. But I wound up doing a little video. It was like a 7-minute video that I just kind of rambled on on about why I'm an atheist and my explanation for that, and I guess sort of a defense of it. And it got some good feedback, some good response, and so I did another one. Someone asked me a question in the comments of that video that I thought, okay, well, here's another good question. I'll make another video. And then I got another good question, so I made another video. And there are people who were aware that I have a podcast, and I think a couple people even suggested, like, you should do a podcast about this. And I was like, why not? Because I don't have enough on my plate already, apparently, And in any event, this brings me to my announcement and the point. If you didn't notice, I actually just went ahead and tagged Northern Indiana Atheists. I have a lot of good friends who are a part of Northern Indiana Atheists. It's a fantastic organization. It's a nonprofit, and I don't mean like in the kind of like hypothetical way. I mean, it's actually a registered nonprofit. So it's legally a charity, and the whole goal of Northern Indiana Atheists is to essentially it's atheist advocacy. It's spreading knowledge about atheism, what atheism is, putting a better name on atheism for this local area, this Northern Indiana area. And the whole point of the organization is to do charitable works. They raise a lot of money for a lot of great causes. I don't know if anybody watching this is aware of this, but they actually had a display installed at the courthouse in South Bend, and that became kind of a big story. It got a lot of media attention. It brought a lot of well-deserved attention to the organization. And I have a lot of friends. I'm a member. I've been a member, but I have some friends on the board and things like that. And it was around the time that I started doing these videos that I wound up having a conversation with somebody who basically said, like, hey, have you thought about doing, we at Northern Indiana Atheists have talked about getting into the podcast segment, and would you maybe consider taking that on? And I said, hey, I actually was already kind of in the process of developing something like that. Maybe we could work together. And that's basically what's happening. So this is the announcement. If you haven't figured it out by now, I don't know how more clear I can be. I'm going to be starting a show. It's going to be in partnership with Northern Indiana Atheists. Ultimately, if I had to split hairs, I would say it's basically going to be me doing the show in partnership with Northern Indiana Atheists. I'm not sure exactly when the first episode is going to drop. I'm doing this way just because I thought it would be fun that you guys can see my setup here. You probably can't see super well, but I've got another mic over there for guest hosts, maybe do some interviews. This is it. This is me. This is where I sit. I'm basically here at my desk with my microphone. I can't even tell where I'm pointing. And this is what I do. It's not going to be a video podcast, because trust me, y'all don't want to just see me here all the time. But this is where I'll be when you hear the show. I hope whoever is watching this video, I hope that whoever is hearing this message, I hope that you will all go on this journey with me. I honestly, at this point, I haven't even really figured out exactly what the show is going to be. We're going to have a lot of good conversations. I'm a bit of a conversationalist. I don't hardly ever shut up. So really talking, I wouldn't use the term for a living, because I certainly don't plan to really make money off of this, but I do want to spread a message that I am passionate about, that I believe in. And that message is this: atheists are just like everybody else. Most people who do believe in a God or gods, they don't believe in all of them. So, if there's 10,000 gods, in the pantheon, and you don't believe in 9,999 of them, then we agree a lot more than we disagree. Atheists just don't believe in any of it. Atheists believe in science. We believe in evidence. We believe in what we can see and hear and sense, and we believe in all of that stuff. And I want to get that message out there. I want to have good conversations. I want to talk with believers. I don't want to just have it be an echo chamber where I'm just constantly having these, self-congratulatory talks with people who believe the same things I believe. I want to talk with people of many different faiths. I want to have conversations, and I want them to tell me why they believe the things they believe. I want to share with them the reasons why I don't believe those things. There's going to be kind of, I think the idea right now is to have sort of a central topic for each show. I don't know if it's going to be weekly or bi-weekly or monthly. I'm going to do the shows when I have the time. when I have the inclination, when I have content to discuss, when I have people to discuss that content with, because I'm certainly not just going to sit here and talk by myself for an hour. I probably could, but you guys don't want to hear that. So yeah, but I wanted to announce it ahead of time because I want to start drumming up some interest. I definitely want to shout out to Northern Indiana Atheists because this show wouldn't be happening without them and their support. I want to announce the name of the show, and I've already got some pretty awesome cover art, and I want to give credit to my real good friend Troy for helping me out with that. So check this out. This is it. This is the show. The show is called There Is No Godcast. You heard it here first. Starring me. Hey, that's fun. There Is No Godcast, the official podcast of Northern Indiana Atheists. And bath time is over. I can hear my children calling for me because they don't know that I'm doing this right now. Hey guys, I'll be right there. So, duty calls. So I hope you're all with me. I hope you're all on board. I hope you're all pumped. I'm pumped. I'm hoping to get the first episode recorded and aired sometime over Christmas break, which is starting today for me. So I've got a couple of weeks, or at least about a week and a half that I've got some time. So I'm going to start working on that. And I wanted to do this announcement to kind of light a fire under my own butt to really start making this happen in earnest. Because I'm live. So like this is happening now, whether y'all like it or not, but I really hope you like it. And if you do, let me know if you have suggestions, if you have feedback, if you have just a kind word of encouragement or support to offer me. Honestly, those kind of things mean the world to me. So I'm really glad for anyone who's watching this, and I appreciate it. And hopefully we will get the first episode of the show out to all of you real soon. I hope everyone's having a nice holiday. I hope everyone has a great holiday. I will check back in with all of you, minus my face, sometime within the next week or two. We're going to be in iTunes. We're going to be on Stitcher. We're going to be really anywhere that you can find podcasts. I've navigated all of that with my current show, so I'm pretty familiar with how to do it. So this is happening. Thanks, everybody. I hope you have a great weekend and a Merry Christmas and a happy holiday. Whatever it is you celebrate, I hope it goes well for you because even atheists can get excited about the holidays. So, and maybe we'll talk about that on the show. That's all I got for you guys. I got to go put some jammies on. Talk to you later. Bye.